Hello, this is your host Bob Cornelier, and welcome to On This Day in Brattleboro, Vermont's History. Today's topic will be the Barrows block fire of January 19, 1977. January 19, 1977, 8 fire departments from 3 states fought flames, smoke, and sub-zero cold, but were unable to save the Barrows block on Lower Main Street from destruction. The fire alarm was turned in at 3:45 a.m. The first fire truck on the scene carried Captain Alfred Adam, Lieutenant Warren Pond, and firefighters Douglas Huntley and Jerry Remillard. The first police officers to arrive on the scene were Steve Rowell and David Hansen. Both firemen and policemen turned first to the evacuation of the building's residents. On the 3rd floor, Hansen and Captain Adam were forced to break down the door to physically awaken Mrs. Lydia Chamberlain, 84, who was deaf. They started down the stairs, but the smoke was too thick, so they had to go to the roof and climb down the aerial ladder. Mrs. Chamberlain made her own way down the ladder. "She is one gutsy lady," Officer Steve Rowell said respectively. Officer Rowell and Lieutenant Pond took a hose line into the basement, but the fire was going too well. All occupants and one dog of the 3-story building were evacuated safely in below zero temperatures. 2 Brattleboro firefighters were injured. Lieutenant Warren Pond collapsed at the scene and was taken to Brattleboro Memorial Hospital for observation. Firefighter Phil Rancourt was treated for a cut hand and released. Aerial ladders from Greenfield and Keene helped contain the blaze. More than 125 firemen from Brattleboro, Guilford, Putney, Vernon, Wilmington, Hinsdale, West Chesterfield, and Keene contained the blaze to the Barrows block at the junction of Main, Canal, and Vernon Streets. One of the firemen at the scene said, "The water freezes before it hits the fire." The blaze wasn't under control for at least 2 hours. The fire caused blackouts in many sections of Brattleboro and cut water pressure. An estimated 700,000 gallons an hour was used to fight the blaze. All States Restaurant, HR&R Block, and Barrows Coal offices on the 1st floor were destroyed. The Burgess brothers was sent from Bennington, Vermont to demolish a shell of the building. Half the building had been leveled when a small fire broke out in the rubble. The fire crew that arrived on scene were Captain Alfred Adam, Lieutenant Warren Pond, and firefighters Douglas Huntley and Jerry Remillard. They had been the first truck that responded on January 19th. The Barrows Company moved back in the renovated headquarters March 14th. Barrows took pride in the fact no customer interruptions took place as a result of the fire. This is your host, Bob Cornelier. Thank you for listening to this episode of This Day in Brattleboro, Vermont's History. Photos and information courtesy of the Brattleboro Vermont Historical Society and newspapers.com. The Brattleboro Historical Society is located in the 3rd floor municipal building, Suite 301. Hours are Thursdays 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., Saturdays 10 a.m. to 12 noon.